Okay, good morning, students. And today I'm going to discuss about a new topic that is taxonomy. Taxonomy is nothing but taxonomy is basically concerned with the classification of different type of organisms, whatever plants and whatever algae and fungi, other microorganisms, and so, actually, what is the useful of taxonomy and why we are going to study for taxonomy is nothing but the taxonomy which are used as whatever plant and whatever animals. So first of all, which are useful as identification and nomenclature and which are classified. So before that attempting the classified, it is the necessary to identify the particular plant name, that is called as nomenclature. A group of plants and whatever animals and unique in several respects, and um, these species are grouped into genera, either genera into the family and family is into the order, and the process continues till the species have been arranged. This is commonly called as classified. Is nothing but this is the respective ways which is present in the classification. Then classification should be to the right side. You should write the right side. Why? Because that is ICBN rules, based on ICBN rules. ICBN is nothing but the International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. Okay. Then now I'm going to discuss about taxonomic positions. The taxonomic group of any rank is called as taxon. This is a very important. The basic unit of the hierarchy is a species. The taxonomy means level arrangement of objectives into the groups and is derived from the two Greek words. So that is nothing but one belongs to taxis. Taxis means that is arrangement, and normus, that is means law or rules, which means the term of taxonomy was originally coined by Augustine and also de Candolle in the year of 1813. So that is a very important. And August Candolle is a proposed a particular group, that is theory elementary delay of botanica. That is a very important for MSc. So many questions are coming from this taxonomy. The first of all, taxonomy was coined by A.P.D. Candolle, scientist, in the year of 1813, and he published a particular group, that is nothing but theory elementary delay botanic. Okay, so the prior to the evolutionary theory of Darwin, relations were expressed as natural affinities on the basis of overall similarity of morphological features, such as called as classical or orthodox or alpha taxonomy. Okay, so next we have alpha taxonomy and beta taxonomy and omega taxonomy. See, these are the most important taxonomy steps from the century of 20. From the 20th century onwards, phenotypic systematic was suppressed by the uh, cladistics, which takes into account so genealogy, the study of the relationship of lineage. Today, the systematic generally make extensive use of molecular biology and computer programs to study organisms. See, the systematics now is thus an synthesis of dynamic science with never-ending duties. Many of recent system of classification, such as those sequence of the best example for Takhtajan classification. So very important Takhtajan classification, and Dahlgren and angiosperms phylogeny group, means APG, which is nothing but angiosperms phylogeny group, have utilized the synthetic approach in deducting relationship between the two or more than plants. This is the interaction which can observe right now. I'm going to discuss about the systematic versus taxonomy. What is systematic and what is taxonomy? Okay, the term systematics is often used synonymously with the taxonomy. However, the taxonomy refers especially to the methods and the principles of classification. That is nothing but including name and description. The systematics is also called as biosystematics, which is used in broader sense to include taxonomy. That is the taxonomy included nomenclature and description and identification, classification. These are the main concept which is present in the taxonomy. Then second one, that is study of evolutionary process. That is nothing but such a hybridization and then source of variability and degree of variation in population, reproductive isolation and organic species. See the origin of species, sorry. And these are the very important in the study of evolutionary process. Next one, the study of phylogeny, the evolutionary relationships between the groups, systematic in other words, is used to understand the evolutionary history of life on the earth. That is a very very important. Now I go with the significance of the systematics. What is significance? What is use? What is the importance of the systematics? Is nothing but, then I'll go with the first one, that is the systematics is fundamental to biology because it is the foundation for all studies of organisms by the showing how an organism relates to the other living things. In hence the other our understanding of evolutionary. The second one, the systematic is also help in understanding conservation issues because it attempts to explain the earth biodiversity. It could be used as assisted in the preserving and protecting endangered species. So what is endangered species is nothing but these species which are die and the condition of the die and death conditions which has located in a particular area, that is endemic species. Okay. The next one, that is a very important third one, that is nothing but the systematic studies help in predicting the medicinal properties of related the plant species. For example, an anti-cancer drug is extracted from the small population of Mytinus growing in Kerala, Kenya. See the Kenya. That is a particular growing conditions the Kenya area, that is endangered species, and further studies on the compound could not be done because the population was too small to collect any more sample. But based on its phylogeny, a taxonomist predicting that plant growing in India would have to desired compound it proved to be correct. See, not only that particular plant and the cancer, that means the anti-cancer drug is also in gymnosperms we can study in our India, that is taxis plant. The taxis means which producing a particular alkaloid, that is toxol. The toxol which are helping in the cancer anti-cancer disease basically, and this type of plant which are going in a particular area, that is called as endemic species, and that area which is called as endemic area. Is it clear? Next, I want to explain to you people some aims of systematics. See, what is aims of systematic is nothing but the maintain different type of objectives which plans or systematics are. First one, that is provide to a scheme of classification that provides phenetic and natural or phylogenetic relationship among the all plants. This is a very very important, the first one. Now the second one, what is the second one is nothing but to establish a suitable method for identification and nomenclature and description of the plant taxa. And very important, the third one, that to provide to an inventory of plant taxa and suits local regional and continental needs. And fourth one, to provide an insight into the diversity evolutionary process among the plant taxa. And last but least, to collect and preserve the plant taxa in herbaria for future uses. See, you know very well about herbaria. Herbaria is nothing but the preserve and conservation of the plant on the surface of the particular herbarium sheet. You know very well that that is useful for the future uses. Why? Because some plants which are going to endangered stages and endangered species, for example, Nepenthes and Dracera and such plants are which are going to endangered condition. These plants which are going in a particular area, that is Sundarban areas, which is located in UP. Next, I'll go with the basic components of the taxonomic or taxonomy. So, classification, then identification, and description and nomenclature are the four basic components which are present in the taxonomy. So, first we are going to discuss about identification. Is it clear? So, it is the determination of an unknown plant species specimen. The identification is based on overall similarities and dissimilarities with the already known taxa. So, it is generally made by comparing the characters of the plant with an authentic herbarium species or indirectly with the help of literature. Generally, the characters are derived from the grass morphology are sufficient for the provisional determination. In case the specimen is the question does not agree and compare with the existing predetermined species, it's taken to be new to the science. This is the most existing situation for taxonomist to describe a new taxon. So next, the floras and monographs and manuals and journals are important source of literature. The modern method is the use of computer punch card keys. Royal Botanical Garden, which is located at England, at the particular city that is new, has the largest herbarium and it is international center for plant identification. It regularly publishes index key for reference. Botanical Survey of India helps in the identification of the plants in our country. Usually Botanical Survey of India, which is located in Lucknow, that is a specific area, a specific state, that is Uttar Pradesh. This is useful for identification of the different species and different genus in our India. Next, the second one, that is nothing but nomenclature. That is very very important. Particular particular species or genus which is given a particular name, that is called as nomenclature, and providing a correct specific name. See, the specific name are identified, the plant is called as nomenclature. It is necessary for proper communication and identification of a taxa. The nomenclature of the plant is governed by the ICBN, means International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, through its rules and recommendations formed by the International Botanical Congress held at regular intervals. The basic rules is that the botanical nomenclature should be followed for naming all plants. The names that each plant name must have two words like genetic and species, which means the genus and species. I mean it, the taxonomy named plant which are having a particular two names, that is species and genus. This is called as binomenclature process. This binomenclature process was first discovered by Linnaeus scientist. That is a very very important, and he's published a particular book for binomenclature, that is Species Plantarum. These are also very very important. Then first of all, the binomenclature was first proposed by Norman Borlaug scientist. After that, this is implemented by the Linnaeus scientist. The next one I'll go with classification. This is also very very important for all different type of the plants, which is classified into different type of order and different type of divisions, whatever different type of the families. See, keeping in view of enormous number of the species of plant on this earth, it is possible to study them individually, and thus because necessary to study them in organized manner and place them into a large or small group based on their similarities. This groups, the taxa are the arrangement in a sequential order into the categories according to the rank. See, each taxa is a given a particular name following the rules and nomenclatures of ICBN. That is the species. So the species is the basic unit, and the similar plants are grouped under species. Different species with related characters are grouped into the genus. That is very important. What is difference between species and genus is nothing but species is a basic unit. The similar plants are grouped under species. Different species with the related characters are grouped into the genus. That is the main difference between species and genus. Different genera with common characters are grouped into the family, and so and is a sequence of increasing inclusive ends. Thus, classification is an arrangement of plants into the ranks of categories. This ranked system of classification is popularly known as lineage system. Is it clear? Then next one, the criteria taken for classification by different taxonomists are variable. Basically, there are three kind of classifications are present in our botany. That is artificial and natural and phylogenetic classifications are there. So they are not mutually exclusive, but often overlap is practice. Now I am going to a deep discussion about the artificial classification. First of all, this is the most important classification which is present in taxonomy. The artificial classification of plants is based on arbitrary and easily observable one or few characters such as their habit or color number from extra. The classification of plant on the basis of from into the herbs and shapes and trees extra by Theophrastus in his book Historia Plantarum. It's a very important book for Theophrastus. He is a father of botany and is an artificial system. Similarly, Linnaeus utilized the number of stamens and other floral characters in this system of classification. That is nothing but the Linnaeus is taken a particular floral characters, especially essential parts of sexual parts, either sex organs like male and female. These are called as stamens, either ovule and ovule types. Is it clear? The next one, the next classification that is a very important classification system is present in our botany. That is natural classification system. See, pre-Darwin system are mostly natural. They are based on overall the all similar and mostly in grass morphology. The natural system is based on the dogma of cantancy of species. The species are created specially by God and they do not undergo any changes. The classification proposed by Bentham and Hooker is a natural one, using of morphological characters in delimiting an overall similarity. The concept used in 18th and 19th century has undergone considerable and refinement in recent years. Now, overall similarity is judged on the basis of the features derived from the available fields of taxonomy information. And next classification based of phenotypic relationship utilizes data from morphology and anatomy, whatever embryology, and also structure out of phytochemistry and many other fields of embryology. Such classification, strongly advocated by the Smith and Sokel, could not gain much favor with major systems of classification in higher plants. See, it is a premise that the large number of characters shared by the different taxa more closely they are related to each other. This is known as numerical taxonomy or taxometrics. Okay, this is the natural classification system. We can study that especially in Bentham and Hooker classification. Fine. Then next, the third one that is also very important, that is phylogenetic classification system. See, the phylogenetic classification system is nothing but This system of classification are also proposed after the publication of Origin of Species. See, and all, and the announcement of theory of evolution by the Charles Darwin in the year of 1859. Hence, they are called post-Darwin classifications. They reflect the genetic and evolutionary relationship among the taxa and shows them in the form of a phylogenetic tree or cladogram. The classification made by Engler and Planter and Rendley, Bessie, Atkinson and others come under this category. So, while the constructing of phylogenetic classification, all the descendants of uh, common ancestor are kept in the same group. The group should be monophyletic or clad. See, when the member of group are more and then one phylogenetic line, the group is said to be phylophyletic. In such case, the group splitted to create morphological taxa. Is it clear? If it is, some different type of characters which has been left out, rewriting the group of paraphyletic, they are brought back into the group so that that's monophyletic nature is maintained. For example, merger of Asclepiadaceae family with Apocynaceae and merger of Caparidaceae with Brassicaceae. In recent classification, a proper paraphyletic group is monophyletic group that includes some of the descendants. More often, phylogenetic classifications are termed as vertical classification, and the contemporary phylogenetic system of classification are suggested by Takhtajan in the year of 1997 and also thrown in the year of 2003, and also some dull green are largely based on phylogenetic relationship. Today's systematic generally make extensive use molecular biology and computer programs to study organisms. These are the main difference between three different type of classifications such as artificial, so very important artificial that belongs to lineage classification system. Is it clear? And why? Because I am telling lineage, especially he is based on the particular sex organs like male and female sex organ which is present in the flower. Next, the natural system is that it belongs to Bentham to Hooker. Why? Because I am telling the Bentham and Hooker classification is taken some outer external features only, which that means that is the natural parts of the natural outer characters, either morphological characters of the plant. Then phylogenetic, that is the best example for Takhtajan and Engler Plantain and others. Is it clear? Now, means and overall I will explain today. Just I am explaining about introduction of taxonomy and also taxonomy versus systematics. What is the significance of systems and aims of systems? Majorly, that is a very very important and basic concept of taxonomy. Means the first one we go with identification, and second one we go with the nomenclature, and third one we go with that is classifications. Okay. Next, I am going to discuss about just a few points about the primitive characters and advanced characters of the plants. See, main difference between primitive and advanced characters, that is, first of all I go with the primitive characters, the trees and shrubs. Then first of all, then now advanced, that is herbs and climbing plants, climber. See, next one, the second one, perennials. Perennials is nothing but which are growing so many years, and the advanced character is biennial and annual, only which is growing only 2 years or 1 year. Next, primitive characters, that is the terrestrial plants which are growing in a particular earth, on the surface of the earth. And advanced character, all plants belongs to aquatic and epiphytic and saprophytic and parasitic. What is epiphytic? The plant which are growing another plant, and saprophytic is nothing but which are going are dead and decay plants. Especially the parasitic is nothing, that is completely depending on another plant, whatever food purpose and whatever shelter. Okay. Next one, the primitive, the stems with collateral vascular bundles are present, the stems advanced, the stems with scattered vascular bundles which are present. Okay, next one, the primitive characters, the simple leaves is present in the primitive, and advanced the compound leaves are present. Next one, the primitive characters, the bisexual flowers are present here, then either here only unisexual flowers are present. Next one, primitive character, the monoecious condition is present, and here the dioecious condition is present. Okay, next one, the flower in the primitive, solitary flower is present. So advanced character, that is very very important in flores, is the largest forms are umbel or capticulum. Next one, the arrangement of floral in primitive, that is spirally, the arrangement of floral parts in oral. Next, the floral parts are several in primitive, the floral parts are few in number in advanced, the floral with petals and the floral snaked by the reduction. Is it clear? Which becomes the floral parts is modified is present in advanced characters. Next one, the primitive characters which are showing polypetales, corolla, and advanced in gamopetale. Okay. Next one, the primitive characters, twisted corolla is present here, and imbricate and vacuolate corolla is present. Okay. Next, the flower is actinomorphic flower is present in primitive, and zygomorphic flower is present in the advanced character. Epigamy and perigamy, the gynoecium system which are present, the two different, that is epi and perigynous which are present in primitive, and epigyny is present in the in primitive characters we can observe hypogyny and perigyny, and advanced characters that is epigyny. Next, the primitive, many carpels and free condition, but advanced few carpels united conditions are present. The next one, the primitive characters, endospermic seeds with small embryo, and here advanced as an embryo is absent. That means that embryospermic seeds with large embryo. Okay, and here the primitive character, the stamens which are having numerous stamens are present, only few stamens which are present in advanced. Next, the stamens are free in nature, but here the stamens united, very very important, that is syngenous stamens which are present in a particular Asteraceae family. Next, the fruit in primitive, that is the simplest fruit is present in advanced, that is aggregate fruit, that is a very important aggregate fruit is present in the Anonaceae family. Okay. Next, then finally but last and least, that is the primitive character, capsule is present here, and here the different type of fruits, that is drupe and berry, that type of fruit is present. These are the taxonomy fundamentals which has present, that is what is taxonomy and what is systematics, and what is taxonomy versus what is taxonomy versus and systematics, and what is significance of systematics, including we can observe like aims of systematics, and next basic concept of taxonomy, like identification, classification, nomenclature and identification, nomenclature, and also classification. Okay, and also finally I'll explain about the main difference between primitive characters and advanced characters of the plants. Most of the advanced characters are very very, which are showing very developing. Okay, these are the common taxonomy fundamental basic concepts. Okay, is it clear for people? And next to tomorrow if it is possible, tomorrow I'll explain about the different type of classifications. In our botany we have two different type of classification systems are present, that is at natural classifications, the most important, that is based on Bentham and Hooker classification, and the second one is, that is nothing one, phylogenetic classification system. See, in our phylogenetic classification we can observe different type of, that is Takhtajan, next we can observe Englerine, Plantal and Takhtajan, and whatever Redley and Base and Atchison, these are the main different belongs to phylogenetic. But in our botany, having only particular specialized phylogenetic system is, that is Engler and Planter. So I mean it in based on our syllabus, we are going to study about Bentham and Hooker classification and Engler and Planter classification. In that we are going to discuss about what is the classification system, then Bentham and Hooker classification, which type of book is published for, and also how many families which are present in Bentham, and what is the function, what is the major merits and demerits which are having in the Bentham and Hooker. These are all important characters we can study in the next class. Okay students, if you have any doubts you can ask me in personally. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all.